Now, how do these treatments work? Basically, if you don't know already, what the fuck? Guys, the neighbors have a monkey. My bad. Hey guys, it's the girl with the pro and welcome back to my channel. Hi. Okay, so today's video is going to be about protein masks. What they are, how they work, how often you should be doing them, should you be doing them, etc, 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 etc. So get a little bit comfortable so we can have this little hair chat, okay? Let's get to it. Okay, what are protein masks? Protein masks are products that you buy or treatment that you buy and use on your hair that sole purpose is to reinforce the protein structure of your hair, okay? That's what they do. And because they do this, they help with things like strengthening your hair, repairing damaged hair. That's why when you even have heat damage, this is one of the things you can use to repair your hair. But yes, they also improve the elasticity of the hair. That means that they will get your curl looking right and popping. Yeah, that's protein mask, okay? Simple enough, right? Okay, so how these treatments work. Basically, what you need to know is that your hair is made out of a protein called keratin. Okay, and what happens in your daily life, your styling, whether you use heat or it's just the sun or detangling or any of the, you lose these nutrients, these proteins in your hair, and sometimes it goes to an extent where your hair becomes damaged. And when your hair is damaged, there are literally gaps in your follicle. And what the protein treatment does is that the protein in the product will attach itself to the follicle and thus hardening the cuticle layer of your hair, and it does this so it can protect your hair from making the hair stronger and thus protecting it from receiving any more damage. And basically that's what they do. They literally just fill in the gaps where your hair has been damaged, or where your hair actually just needs the protein treatment, and it will fill it, make your hair stronger, and yeah, just repair your hair. Okay, you feel me, right? Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to talk about who should be doing these treatments and how often you should be doing these treatments. Okay, firstly, who should be doing these treatments? People with, example number one, high porosity hair. If you have high porosity hair, you need to be doing protein treatments at least once a month. Why? Because your hair has gaps in it. Okay, it's basically damaged. I don't want to use the word damaged, but for the sake of this conversation, let me say your hair is damaged, your hair has gaps, and because of all these gaps, you're able to absorb moisture quickly, but you don't retain any of it, so it goes in and goes out because of all these gaps, right? So the protein treatment, what it does is that it supplements and it fills in all these gaps and helps your hair start to retain the moisture that it should be retaining. Okay, so that's why people with high porosity hair, once a month, a protein treatment. Okay, now the second group of people who should be using protein treatment is people with damaged hair. Okay, it can be heat damage, for example. Heat damage, you really need protein hair, especially if you're rehabbing your hair or you want to get it back to life. And if you want to know a little bit more about treating hair that has heat damage, just check my description. I will put a link for a video that I did, 6 fixes for heat damaged hair. Okay, I give you my tips on how to fix heat damage, and one of those tips is to use a protein treatment, and go watch the video, you'll find out why. Okay, and just generally people with dry hair who struggle with moisturizing, who struggle with breakage, who struggle with just basically not healthy hair. Okay, you might have your moisture on lock, you might do all these right routines and regimen, but because your hair is lacking in protein, it's not able to absorb all these products that you're putting into and retain all the product that you're putting into and just look better. But yes, most naturals should be doing protein treatments at least once a month or once every 2 months. If your hair isn't dry or brittle or break easily, you can get away with doing it once every 2 months. But if you struggle with hair that breaks, hair that doesn't look healthy, hair that doesn't have much elasticity, do a protein treatment once a month and you will see the benefits. Now, the trick to using protein treatments is that you need to pay attention to your hair. Okay, you need to pay attention to how your hair is receiving the protein treatments, because some people have protein sensitivity, and maybe I'll talk about that another time, but let me just focus on the protein treatment itself. Okay, So what happens is that if your hair is, oh shit, oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry, something flew in the room. But anyway, okay, so what happens is that when your hair is strong and healthy and bouncy and just shiny, you know, you don't need as many, you don't need to do protein treatments once a month. You can do it once every 2 months, okay? But when your hair is starting to feel dry and weak and just lifeless, just try a protein treatment and see how it reacts. If your hair after the protein treatment starts to look shinier, your curls look better, and it's starting to break less, then that's how you know how often you should be doing your protein treatments, okay? But rule of thumb is once a month, okay? If you have healthy hair, once every 2 months. Okay? Okay. Okay, so now let's talk about the types of protein treatments that they have. Okay, so there are different types of protein treatments, and I'm just going to recommend some of them for specific types of hair. So if your hair is severely damaged, if you have that heat damage, if it's just breaking, if it's just dry and brittle and just damaged to no end, okay, your hair is dead, okay, you want to try a reconstructor. You can get that at Discam, at Clicks. You can try that, okay? The directions to how you use it are on the pack. Don't worry about it, just go buy the product and try the reconstructor, okay? And as it says in the title, in the name of the product, it will reconstruct your hair, okay? Good. So if you have moderately damaged hair, you want to look for treatments that read deep penetrating treatment, okay? You just want those two words, deep penetrating, okay? And these kind of treatments, they will offer you a good amount of protein for your hair without overloading it with protein. But because also too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and if your hair is not really too damaged, you don't want to overload it with protein, because too much protein can also cause the hair to be dry and brittle and break, okay? So rule of thumb, guys, remember, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. If you have that light damage, you know, if you have some split ends over here, some split ends over there, or just keeping up with your hair routine, you can try protein packs, okay? They have protein inside them, but not too much that you do not need. Protein packs. And I will put down the link to one of my favorite protein packs down in the description. I'll put it down for you guys. You can get it from I usually get mine from Clicks. I don't know if they have it at Discam, but I will put it down in the description. It's amazing. Go try it. It's great, okay? Now, how do you know if a product has protein in it? You can just look for a couple of things on the label. Like I said, deep penetrating, reconstructor, strengthening. All those are indication that the product has some type of protein in it and will probably help with the health of your hair, okay? Now, there are certain ingredients to look out for. For example, you should look for products that have keratin, protein, hydrolyzed keratin, or amino acids, okay? I will try caption it in the video just so you guys can write it down. Those are the ingredients that you should look for when you're buying deep amino protein treatment, reconstructor, a deep penetrating treatment, or one of those protein packs that I was telling you about. Those are the ingredients that should be on the label, okay, to show that it does have keratin, it does have protein, and it will yield these results for you, okay? Okay guys, and that's basically it for my protein treatment video. Just to close this off, I just want to say be very careful when using protein treatments, because you can't just read the pack of what your product says. Usually there is a time limit to how long you can keep it on your hair, and this also relates to why you shouldn't be doing them too often, okay? Too much protein treatments can actually damage and break your hair, and you know, we don't want that, because we're trying to get our hair back to health. We're not trying to go backwards. So just be careful and pay attention to how your hair reacts, okay? If your hair is responding well to the certain product that you're using, that product is good for your hair. Okay, that's it, plain and simple. Pay attention to your hair, read your labels, check for ingredients, and use protein treatments if your hair is really dull and lifeless. And actually, no, just use protein treatments in general. Why? Because it'll help you keep up the health of your hair, you know, because like I said in some of my other videos, I don't remember what other video it was, but I know I said this before. I've said that when it comes to having healthy hair, you can't do one thing without doing another thing. Okay, everything matters. Your moisturizing matters, your treatments matter, your scalp care matters. All those things matter when it comes to getting your hair healthy. Okay, and that's why you should be doing protein treatments. Remember, if you need them, once a month. If you don't, at least once every 2 months. And if your hair is really damaged, guys, you can do maximum 2 protein treatments a month. That's it. Don't try to go for 3 or 4 because you might damage your hair. But 2 protein treatments a month should get you on the right path. So we are all done for today. We are done. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. And you know, subscribe, comment, like this video, share it. Tell me if you learned something about your hair. Tell me if you found it informative, okay? And tell me if all my tips are working for you guys. I'd really love to hear from you. And yeah, join the notification gang, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.